For those just starting out, to those who built their reputation. In the detail industry, navigating the course is a daily grind. This is Play-by-Play, with industry professionals tackling topics and offering tips to help improve your game plan. Now, here's your play-by-play.
All right, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Of course, I got my boy Ryan.
What up?
We're going to kill this show today, and we do have a banger of a show. We got Chris Griner with Detail Specialties coming all the way from Havasu, Arizona.
That's right.
And better stick around today because it's going to be a great show.
Yes, sir, man. Chris is just absolutely killing it. I want to hear about this Too Short concert that he threw just a few weeks ago.
You say the word too short way too white, by the way, right?
I'm sorry. Too short.
I'll mess it up, too.
You said Havasu wrong. So
This show's already starting out great.
So anyway, Too Short going to be a concert. It looked epic, man. It looks like so much fun.
He
puts on this thing called Desert Storm in Lake Havasu, and man, I tell you what, we got to get out there next year for sure.
Oh, I'd love to. I've seen some of the live videos on Facebook. I think Nathan Warren went up and they were hanging out, and the boats that were coming through were just absolutely unbelievable. You know, we think we have fun at like Graving Island or Robinson Island and see the boats coming through, but dude, they're like they pull out all the stops with these boats, man. It's unbelievable.
Those are play boats. You know, you got your center consoles. People are out there doing work, fishing and whatnot. Dude, these guys are out here just look at that.
Oh, man, there it is. Yeah, look, check that out. It's unbelievable. And, you know, a lot of these boats are just bought just to do a couple of these things a year, right?
Yeah, he said they'll use them for like a year sometimes, and then they'll end up reselling them.
That's crazy. That is crazy. So, did you talk about Hacker Hack?
Well, no, sir. So, in addition to having Chris Griner on the show, we've got a great hack for you. And what we're going to be doing is our Chris is going to be showing us how you're going to be using a drill, a modified drill, to get in spots that the sun don't shine. Now get your mind out of the
sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, get your mind out of the gutter, buddy. We're talking about car parts, not your body parts.
Oh, well, that sounds less interesting. But anyways, so you know, listen, that's it's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see that. Of course, we got today's topic, and I want to talk about something that's kind of trending. It's been trending for a while in the detail industry, and I've taken a complete opposite approach to this. And I know there's some companies out there that swear by it, and so I don't want to say that my way is the right way, but this is just how I feel about it, and that is selling products or brands before selling your services.
Right.
So a lot of these, and it's really it really happens a lot in the ceramic coating industry.
Right.
And I know the reason why, and this is why I feel like people do it. It's because they use the marketing and brand power of that product to help push their service or to legitimize their business.
Yep.
But there's issues with that.
That's right. I mean, for instance, branding alone. I mean, you're easy in, right?
Right.
You're and wherever you go, it's got to be easy in because that's what got you to the dance.
Well, that's what people are buying. They're not buying a coating,
right?
They're not buying they're buying my service.
Yeah, and
my brand.
And your warranty says, this is Easy In's warranty, and you're the one that's responsible ultimately.
Absolutely. And the whole warranty thing's a conversation for a different time. But there's a lot.
What's up, Mr. LaPalm?
But and then Billy Smith dropped in there too.
Okay,
but listen, I just think that if you are pushing the brands, and I'm glad Joe LaPalm's here. I know that he agrees too.
Yes.
Sell your service. We rep the brand banners in our shop, but that's just for my guys and my people.
Right.
When I'm selling ceramic coatings, I'm not selling to my customers the brand coating that I'm using. I'm selling them that their car is going to be coated for X amount of time or whatever. This is what you can expect, and this is what we're going to do if something happens. But we're selling Easy In's brand. We're not selling someone else's, and for a multitude of reasons. Okay, first of all, you don't list out like what tire shine you use, what interior dressing you use, and in your because that doesn't matter, right? You just know they just know that the tires are shining. Well, ceramics the same way.
Sure.
What happens if you've been using brand A for 3 or 4 years, and now all of a sudden you decide to change, okay? And you've been pushing the hell out of that brand. This is my brand. This is what I'm going with, and now it's time for me to change because something's a better fit elsewhere. Well, now you have put question in the minds of everybody that you use this coating A with.
Right.
Like, did he upgrade? Do I have a lesser than?
Right, absolutely.
What's the reason?
And what is it going to do? Is it going to produce the same results?
Are you still going to warrant my stuff?
Right.
Are you still going to, what does this do? So there's a lot of stuff that this affects when you push this brand versus pushing your service. Guys, you should be, the number one service you should be pushing is what you do. It's your brand. It's not that the coating that you use. Now, if you want to mention it, there's nothing wrong with mentioning it in a post. Hey, coated it with IGL coatings.
That's right.
Okay, no problem there. But I wouldn't have someone else's logo and someone else's brand as my go-to thing there. So we never let anyone name their business IGL Coatings. Never. So see, you can see this is Joel Palm, the owner of IGL.
Right. Yeah,
right.
okay.
And where this came from was when ceramic coating kind of first came into the scene. The coating companies spent a lot of marketing dollars getting it out there, and the guys were wanting. I think it validated the detailers, like to be able to charge the prices that they need to charge because now they have this powerful brand behind them.
Yep.
Well, we've gotten past that. Okay, we've gotten past that. You sell your service. You don't sell the product. With that. And obviously, if your maintenance kits and stuff like that, tell people what they're buying. But that first and foremost, you should be selling your brand.
Could you imagine having to just automatically go with a certain color of your logo to match the coating, and you're kind of locked into that?
You are, and it kind of traps you into that thing. And I'm not saying that there's not scenarios. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me. I think that there are scenarios. Like I said, we have we have the IGL banners up in our shop and all, and we rep them in that manner. But we sure don't, that's not what we're pushing. We're pushing our services. We're pushing our, maintenance packages and things like that. Another thing is a lot of these detailers are so concerned with the warranty, and that's why they're feeling the need to do that. But in reality, first of all, coating failure is doesn't happen much. Okay. A lot of people just kind of misjudge that as, the coating's clogged, just needs to be cleaned, blah, blah, blah. Well, they're so concerned about this warranty, and they don't want to have to cover it, but in reality, you're the one that's going to have to cover it. You're the one that's got to put the labor in. You got to deal with the customer. Coating company may send you another bottle or something like that. I don't know how it works. I never filed.
Never filed.
No.
Right?
But I'm assuming they send you a bottle of coating or something to fix the problem. Well, guess what? You're still having to deal with that customer. It's still your problem at the end of the day. So, I think that make sure that you're branding your stuff. And this is with everything. When you're going around, like your hats, your shirts, all this stuff, you should be promoting your brand everywhere you go. And just like you would Nike or Reebok or whatever it is you wear, why can't that be your brand instead?
That's true, man. So you're going to get a tattoo, right?
Yes.
Branded tattoo. That seems like the thing to do. I've seen a couple cool ones out there. No,
I've only seen one.
I've only seen one. Billy Smith, but
Yeah, well, he's got the ultimate cool one.
Oh, for sure, man.
No, it's listen, I didn't want to get too deep into that. This is just one of those things that was I wanted to talk and kind of give you guys my opinion. Also, we write our own warranty. So if anybody's listening here that needs help with that, it's really not as hard as you would think. Basically, explain to them what the coating should do, and if it's not doing this, what they should do.
Right.
Okay. And then going ahead and booking them on the monthly or quarterly maintenances and make that a part of your warranty. As I require on an auto, I require a quarterly visit.
Right.
Okay. If you miss that, your warranty's null and void. So that way we eliminate that. So guys, push your brand, not your coating, but push your brand. It's okay to tell people what coating you use. I don't mind that at all, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But I don't think that the first thing that you should be talking about is another company.
For sure, yeah, because I know they're going to go research that company. And
that's right.
I mean, yeah, totally right, man.
All right, so short and sweet on the topic today. Let's bring on Chris Griner. Let's see what he has to talk about.
Yes, sir.
What's up, my man?
Hey.
How's it going? There you go.
Oh, nice. There we
go. Yeah, much
Perfect.
better. Much better.
So the man, the myth, the legend. Tell us How's everything going with you today, Chris?
Yeah, I tell you, our boat, we do a lot of boat detailing here in Mobile, and at my shop, it's just become about 50-50 boats to cars, but used to it was like 80-20 boats to cars. And starting in about February till August, it's like, dude, you can't get them done fast enough. If I had 100 more people working here, I could get that many more boats done.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, so if you're in the marine industry and you're not busy right now, you suck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So look, you just pulled off an epic festival, Desert Storm weekend, right?
Yes.
Congratulations on that. How do you feel like it turned out? Was it everything that you anticipated? Bigger, better, worse? What?
I didn't really have expectations because we haven't done anything like that before, but
okay.
I definitely think it did pretty well. So.
So I'm just curious. So and listen, this is going to sound kind of dumb, maybe, but I don't know what it is. So Desert Storm weekend is okay. So I know about like all the boats come and get on the lake, but is Desert Storm something that you did?
No. So Desert Storm's a poker run.
Okay.
Kind of like you see in Florida and Texas and all that.
Yeah.
It's more of a West Coast based thing. But it's just a poker run. They do it twice a year. Monster Storm is at the end of the year. Desert Storm's just a bigger version of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, people travel from everywhere. We had Oklahoma people, Ohio people, Montana people.
Wow.
A lot of those boats you see are locals, but a lot of them are from out of town as well. So
sure. I tell you, man, the boats were unbelievable. Yep. I was watching your Facebook, or Nathan Warren's. He was up. I was watching some of his Facebook posts. I'm like, holy shit, we're missing out.
I know.
I would fit right into that crowd.
Yeah, 100%, man. You have to look into the property at Lake Havasu.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, man. So before we get too deep into the festival or the poker run, you want to tell us a little bit about your brand, Detail Specialties?
So we started Detail Specialties about 9 years ago, but I've only been full-time 7 years as of next week.
Wow.
Basically come from the car dealership world, so that's where I kind of gotten the number game from and the volume and all that fun stuff. But Detail Specialties started off as a mobile company. It's more of a shop now. We don't really do any mobile, nothing like that. No car washing, none of that stuff. Yeah. But we do a lot of concierge service, more of the customer end service. We do with a lot of high end clients. So it's more of a customer service business than it is a detail business at this time.
Oh, absolutely. So I noticed one thing that you guys do that's unique. I know that we do it at our shop. Is you offer pickup and drop off service for the boats?
Yes, and it's gotten overwhelming. So now we have a full time guy that one of my longest employees actually. He's the one doing all the pickup and deliveries. That's all he does all day.
So that's what my dad does. Well, that's one of the things that my dad does for our company is he handles all the pickup and drop off of boats. And when we tell people like, "Oh, we just come by and grab it," they're like, "What? Are you serious?" Yeah. So yeah, man, we'll just bring it to the shop. We were mobile as well. We did. I had 2 crews that went out and did 50-foot and larger vessels that weren't trailerable. And so when we decided to come off the road and just go strictly shop or in-house, I said, okay, well, we need to offer a service where we make sure that we can get these boats to us, and that turned out to be wonderful. You just kind of CYA on the seat cushions and things like that. Make sure everything's in the boat, not going to blow out. I think anybody that's pulled a boat or pulled multiple boats figured that out real fast.
Yep.
So, talking about this event, so you actually had, is it Too Short the Rapper? Like, was that your party?
Yes. That was our party, yes.
Okay, so, and where was that at, your shop?
So that was at our shop. So last year we did a party, which was our grand opening because we had just moved into that shop. So it was more of a open house, everybody can come, free for all type party. We wanted to change it up a little bit this year. Me and a partner of mine, Tommy, started a company called Sideshow Entertainment, which is what turned into that party. So we're doing more of the bringing the artists in type events. So, but yes, we did it at the shop, kind of co-branding. It was a lot of fun.
Oh man, it looked great.
That's awesome.
It looked awesome. Yeah, I couldn't. You could just see the crowd. Everybody was hyped. It looked like they did a fantastic job there on stage, and all. It looked like y'all had a ton of fun.
I want to know how the actual controversy. There's a bit of controversy surrounding the Too Short performance, or alleged Too Short performance. Right? There was a bit of speculation that Chris was I guess telling a fib about having Too Short.
What?
So Havasu's a small town. As you know, you get small town talk. Our town's only 8 miles long, and there's 50-something thousand people here, so there ain't that many people here.
Right.
But yeah, everybody thought it was a fake thing because this isn't stuff that happens in Havasu. And we just decided to do it. It was kind of one of those let's go hard or go home type deal. So
I feel like
we gave it a shot and it worked, and we got another one coming up on July 2nd for 4th of July, and it should be pretty fun. Yep.
Yes, sir. I can't wait for that one.
I was going to say, me and Ryan are going to have to make our way up that way. It sounds like a cool place to hang out for sure.
Oh, I've been saying it for a minute
Ask
now.
Nathan Warren if he likes coming down here.
Yeah, I spoke with him, I think it was the very next week, and he was just hanging out in Jamaica on the beach wanting to get his Detail Bookie set up.
Nice.
So jelly.
Right?
But look, man, you've built this huge shop in Arizona. It's taken you years to get to this level, but did you start out with the mission of, where you were going to go or how big this was going to end up, or did it just something kind of just naturally fall into place?
To be honest with you, I really didn't plan on being a detailer or owning a detail shop. Coming from the dealership world, I enjoyed being in the car dealers, but I ran the detail end of it at the Nissan dealer for 6 years. So I started doing mobile car washing. I had a guy that I worked for at the time that wasn't paying me, which is kind of what got me started on doing my own thing. And then it just turned into, obviously we can make money doing this. Ceramic coatings came out. That obviously changed a lot of, the money aspect of it for sure. And eventually then it was something I wanted to do. And we ended up where we're at today. So we've had a lot of changes in the last few years with shops. Most of our shops have only been in the same location for a year to 2 years at a time.
Wow.
But this shop that we're in now is not, there's nothing else here that's bigger. So this is this is it for what we're at.
You're the go-to then.
And you pretty much, I know you've almost outgrown that shop too, right?
Yeah. The parking lot's a constant mess over there.
Yeah, so, it seems like you're a pretty forward-thinking guy, and you mentioned ceramic coatings. You were probably pretty early in the game, I guess, or in your area for sure. Do you attribute a lot of your success or a lot of this to your commitment to coatings, and how do you feel like it's made an impact on our market?
So you can make a lot of money doing volume, especially with car details and stuff like that, and that's kind of where we started. Mm-hmm. But to be honest with you, when IGL came out with their ceramic, which was probably 8 or 9 years ago, when they used to sell it to you in a Ziploc bag.
Yep.
That's when I started using it. Everybody said we were crazy. That's not going to work. It's like the Teflon stuff from back in the day. All the stipulations from when it first came out. But as it got more and more noticed, we started doing more of it, and that's obviously what brings in the majority of our income at the shop. Because not every day as a detailer had a ticket for $3,500 on a detail, when your average ticket was $200 5 years ago.
It really was, and we came from the same, timeline is almost identical. I was a couple years ahead, I think. But yeah, a $200 ticket and you'd done the job. You know what I mean? That was a great day or a great job. And so when coatings came out and we started to see the prices increase, we started to actually charge professional prices and learning, I think we all went through the learning curve of what to claim that the coating would do, how it would hold up, how it would perform. We all did a ton of warranty work that we probably didn't have to do if we would have just educated the customer on the front end. You learn those things the hard way. But now, just like you, coatings in our shop, it's the driving force. We do a ton of them here, and it's what's made it possible. We were high volume for a while before coatings, and yes, you could make money, but you were really turning and burning, and quality just suffered from it. And you would grind out the employees, you'd kill the tools. It's just everything was just like a war zone in the shop. Well, now it's like it's peace and quiet. Now it's nice. And when I hire somebody, the first thing I tell them is we don't run around the shop like a chicken with our head cut off. Everything is methodical. Everything is, But before,
we still do that.
No, y'all still do that. Oh Lord,
we still do that.
Well, I want to listen. I just I need that peace and calm in my shop. I say that I'm not out there enough to know what the hell they do. They probably run around like chickens with their head cut off too.
They handle it good, man. So I know you feel like you're working on auto and RVs, but it looks like marine has definitely become your main thing. How did you become the go-to guy in Havasu for boat detailing?
So originally I started off doing only cars and motorhomes because that's what I knew. I didn't know boats detailing wise because we didn't do it at the car dealership. I ended up working for a company that started doing boats, or they were the big company here for years until they sold out. But we didn't offer boats for the first year and a half of business. And when I did start offering it, then we gave up on doing boats because, I didn't have a process down to doing boats. So we weren't making money doing them. Then we moved into the Islander RV Resort, which was where we're not at now. This is our previous location, was basically boat based. And that kind of what got our name there for doing boats, because they have the nicest boats, most expensive boats, biggest boats, all that fun stuff down there. And then, of course, offering a high level of service added to that is what got our name out in the boating community. So, and now that's what we do.
Well, and you mentioned process, and I'm glad you did.
Yep.
Boat detailing is not easy. But once you figure it out, once you build that process and teach the guys and know exactly what to do and how to do it, it's just like anything else, and actually, I went through the same wave of I'll never forget in the beginning, we'd get you just get the junk boats anyway. You'd get the one that's been sitting under the oak tree for 20 years and it's oxidized and faded, and you're supposed to be working this miracle, and it makes you really question if you want to do this or not. And and $500 was way too high for that guy to pay for that. It always is. For a boat that just needs a good buff, a good coat of wax. But you grow out of that too. You learn how to do it. You learn how to do it efficiently. You learn how to teach the guys, and then you stop taking those boats that are just going to cause you these huge nightmares. There's a lot of clean boats that just need cleaning. then there are restoration jobs. I mean, we don't even we won't hardly even sand boats right now in this time of year. If it needs sanding, we try to push it off to the late, to the off season.
Yeah, it's literally seen your all the sick boats that you have at your shop. Do you remember your first high-end customer? Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was high-end, but yes. We started off with some of the older Eliminator DCB style boats, which we, at the time we were like, oh my God, look at this. We're cool. Let's post it on Facebook. Now it's to the point where I don't even post 90% of what we do because we see it every day. So it doesn't excite us anymore. But no, the first cool boat we did was Desert Storm 4 years ago. It was a skater on a tilt trailer, which still do to this day. But that was an interesting thing. We didn't do a very good job on it. We didn't get a good review on it because we really didn't know what the expectations were on it. And I've never had to clean something that tilted on a trailer. But it was all lesson learned, and we're still doing it. Now that's what we're known for. So.
Yeah, and that's not like that. That's the same way with us. I mean, we would get on these big sport fishers that were pulled out, and there's so much. And when you talk about detail, you try to get everything perfect, but really there are areas you got to understand the customer's expectation. What are they looking for? Because you would kill yourself if you tried to detail a 85 Viking truly, you know what I mean? There's areas in which what you can, squeeze on by, and then there's areas that okay, this has got to be detailed to the 10. And so that's what that's what he's, the boat got detailed, but there's areas that's got to be right, that's got to be perfect, and you nail those, and you will nail the job.
Yeah, you gotta understand the customer. That's the biggest problem with most detailers. They don't understand the customer. They just try to go all out with everything.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was talking to the guy that does all of our check-ins and stuff, and we were going over something earlier, and he just recently got put into this position. He was doing a lot of our training and testing here at the shop, and I put him in our check-in and QC process what's today, Friday, Monday? And so I was telling him, I said, listen, I want you to ask the question when people drop off. I said, I want you to ask this question. I said, if you could flip the switch and the thing that you hate worst be perfect in your boat or car or whatever, what would that be? So we're going to do the whole truck, we're going to do the whole boat, we're going to do the whole thing.
Right.
But if there's one thing that you said, I want this part perfect, tell it to me. And they'd be like, I want the bilge, or I want, whatever. In between my driver's seat and the console, it's always stuff in there, and it drives me crazy. You nail that. Okay.
They don't look at anything else.
Yeah, I mean, really, and so you've made that customer happy, and they see that you care.
Right.
Like, and say, well, listen, we're going to kill it on the whole thing, but we want to know, like, really what you want. If there's one thing that we could just take care of, like, what would that be? So,
yeah.
Anyway,
and you specialize in now polishing pontoons. I know that's something that we're always looking for.
Oh, tell me you don't. Are you serious?
No, I was talking about you.
Oh, me? No, hell no, I don't. No.
Bring all your pontoons.
Have you ever polished any pontoons?
I haven't. I've thought about getting into it, and I just can't bring myself to it.
Okay. All right, let me help you out. I'm going to save you a lot of money and a lot of headache. Stay as far away from polishing pontoons as you can. Dude, I've polished a million of them, and it's I own a pontoon. I own a 27 Bennington. And mine are polished. But it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare.
I just had my pontoons wrapped gloss black.
So it was really?
Yeah.
You don't remember?
You
My whole
wrapped
boat's
them.
black top to bottom. So we wrapped the pontoons. It's bitching.
Mine's black. Yeah, I have a black Bennington with the twin power poles. Got 300 on it. I love my boat, but I love them pontoons. I love the black pontoons too.
I'm finding out how much he listens to me because I absolutely told him. Did you know you wrap pontoons? I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I have a question. We noticed that you have apparel and merchandise. What got you into that side of things?
So that's more of my wife's side of things. She does it for the fun aspect of it. We really don't do it for the money. We just started doing it last year during Desert Storm, just so we had some apparel to sell. Mm-hmm. But we really don't push it. It's not a big thing for us. But it is cool because branding is everything.
Yeah, it is.
But my wife does all that. She does shot glasses. She does the koozies and the cups and all the shirts and all that fun stuff. But customers love buying it, so it's there.
Yeah, they do, and I'm like you. It's not some like cash cow that just produces money for you. But it does help promote the brand. It gets it out there. It gives you something cool. Customers happy. They want to grab a shirt or whatever, and all. I love it. I mean, we do the same. We do very similar here at our shop. But we'll keep some hats for like a giveaway or something like that, though, and on a big job.
But that's a great example of what makes you an industry influencer.
Yeah.
Both of you guys, and it's having that ability to have your hand in multiple different, simultaneously running businesses or different aspects.
Just different services, different thoughts. And the thing is, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you're bringing in revenue from different ways, but also you're contributing to the community.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys do, like, you've got an Easter thing that you'll do, right? Or you have the
Spring and Sprung?
Yeah, Spring and Sprung. Different events to draw people in, and it's not just about, come shopping, we got special prices. We also got fun stuff to do with the kids, and it's a day,
Well, the way that I kind of explain it to our staff and when we're planning these things is we sell every day, and there's times where you want to give back. There's times where you don't sell. I mean, and even then, like our Spring and Sprung, our retail store, we have a retail store, and it's open. We're selling. But the whole idea is to give back to the community.
Sure.
Is give them something to do. Let them come in, enjoy the facility. We got enough property here to do these things. Let's bring them in here. Let them have a good time. Of course, we will sell some stuff, but it's our way of giving back.
Right. And then they have a lot of events where after hours champagne, and it brings all the ladies to the retail store, and they have a good time.
They do. So, question, I guess you're going to have the party went pretty good for you this year. You're going to do it again next year?
Yeah, we'll do one every year for Desert Storm, but we plan on doing 4 or 5 of these, basically on the bigger weekends. That's when the out-of-towners come into town, so Labor Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and so we're definitely going to have to get up there and catch one of these. Man.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you got
time.
Yeah, so you did the one, and I mean, absolute success. Went ahead and scheduled the next one with DJ Quick. That's coming up. So, are you going to be doing this? Clearly, you said 5-6 times a year. You got some ideas.
4 to 5 times a year for sure. It's obviously good for advertisement, but it's just it definitely takes the branding to a whole new level.
Sure, it does. It puts people in your shop.
Who else is doing this? But it gets people to your shop.
Right, yeah, that and that's funny, like I swear I feel like me and you're kind of cut from the same cloth in this aspect because we just did our second boat show that we did it on our own and we hosted it and planned it and all that stuff, but as a detail shop, like nobody else is doing these big things, like that's just way out of the
the problem with the detailers is they're all working in their business. They're not working on their business.
You got that right.
So
you got that right.
They're trying to polish mom's Toyota Camry to a perfection for 3 days versus trying to trying to build the next thing.
That's exactly right. And Joel LaPalm just said me and him's going to grab an Airbnb for the next one. So we will definitely be up there hanging out with you guys. Y'all better be ready now. We bring the party. No shit.
Yeah, I feel like I just got passed aside.
You did.
Yeah. It was Dustin and I were going, and now he's like, yeah, so me and Joel are getting to the Airbnb.
No, the funny thing about Joel is is quick to shun Ryan. Like it is the funniest thing. Like
he puts me on the pay no mind list instantly. I love it.
I love it. It's hilarious. Joel's like, me and Dustin will grab an Airbnb. Ryan, just figure it out. Oh man, that's great. That's great. So, awesome, look, so you got your hands full with all the stuff coming up. You going to make it out to STC?
I will not. I went last year.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it was random that we went. It was cool, but definitely not going this year. Just got a lot of stuff going on. We will be at SEMA, but it's only 2 hours away. But STC, you almost need a vacation after you come back from the few days from there. So I don't have that much free time on my hands, unfortunately. But it was a good time last year.
Well,
at the least
speaking of vacation after SDC, you need a vacation after the IGL party. Last year, to kill me. So we had a so we planned this party with Joel last year. He'd planned it, and we were going to go do our podcast there. And it was on a Friday night, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we set our podcast up, and it's a typical IGL party. There's 150 people there. Everybody's drinking. We'd been drinking.
Yeah.
Well, the shots came out, and it's this, what was it, peanut butter whiskey, something like that?
Yeah.
Anyways,
peanut butter whiskey.
Yes, and so we're we're live. I mean, we're doing this podcast. We have different guests coming in, like all throughout the night, and every time somebody comes in, there comes a round of these shots. And then it was like, then intermediate, like, okay, you're halfway through the interview. Here's a round of these shots. And what they didn't realize is they got to get up, and they didn't have to keep doing it. Well, me and Ryan had to sit there and keep doing shots and shots and shots. And by the end of the podcast, like, my eyes were crossed. I was like crawling out the building.
Billy Bogus was the last guest, right? And that's like,
oh my god, it got a little X-rated on the. But
so
and then I had to. What's
the
that?
good thing is when you guys come and visit, our distillery here makes peanut butter whiskey in-house, so
Ooh,
keep that in mind.
Listen, I don't know. I had to get up and I had to teach a class at the SDC the next morning at 8 o'clock. And I don't even know how. I have zero clue how I pulled that off because it was bad. It was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun, though.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Listen, Chris, you're definitely an influencer in our industry. You're well noticed. I think there's a lot of people that are following you and that look up to you and you're the way that you're running it. I loved what you said best. Detailers are too busy working in their business and not own their business. And I've said, listen, if there's things, everybody wants to be the best, the best polisher. And I'm the only one that can do it because I'm the only one that does it right. And this is what I would say. Right. Listen, if you're the only one that can do something in your company, you will be the only one that does that in your company. So you're trapped, okay?
Yep.
I want somebody to be able to do every job I have so I can go do other jobs,
Right.
And you can't be scared of that. And I think detailers lose focus. I think they think they're trapped in that mindset of, I've got to be the greatest polisher. And in reality, there's a lot more out there.
And sometimes
I blame that on ceramic coatings.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the negative fallout from it. So
I just add my little part in here. I've been trying to get Chris on the software for well over a year.
Yep.
And I mean, and it just wasn't right, man. But I'm so glad when I got with Patty and we were able to dial that thing in. I knew you were going to love it, and I'm just happy that we're able to provide that service for you, man.
It's Detail Bookie has definitely helped us, and so much organization part of it. With being able to put the customer's info in, the inspection photos. We used Google Calendar and QuickBooks for years, and it just got to the point where it wasn't effective.
Yep, that's exactly where we were. I mean, we were pen and paper, then we were Google Calendar and QuickBooks, and it just like we couldn't. I saw the room for growth and potential, but there was no way I could do it with the way that I was organizing and running the business. I felt like I was always explaining to customers why we hadn't done what we said we were going to do, and it's because it was almost unmanageable. that way. Well, it wasn't almost, it was. And so that's why the software exists. Anyways, we're not here to pitch software, even though we love to talk about it. That's not the point of the show. Yep. But we really appreciate your business. Appreciate the shout out there. We're glad it's working for you. If you ever need anything, make sure you call Ryan. And he'll take care. No, I'm just kidding. You call either one of us or anybody in the company. We're all happy to help and make sure that you have what you need. If people want to find you, where would they go find you at?
Well, don't add me on Facebook because I don't add detailers.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to shoot me a message. I may not answer it.
I love it. Love it.
You know what? I started deleting detailers in the last year off Facebook. Every time they pop up, they're gone. So
yeah.
It's just you're not advertising to detailers.
We're not selling to detailers.
Customers.
Yeah,
correct.
We're not selling to detailers. I'm the same way.
I got a handful of them on there that I talk to and respect, like Nathan Morin, Justin out in Vegas, stuff like that. But to find me, you're gonna have to come to Havasu.
There you go. Now we're talking. All right, we're coming to find you, Ryan. I don't know where you're going to stay. Me and Joel apparently have a house.
Oh
All right, man. Listen, very good talking to you. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to cut it up with us. Always great talking to you, and we will see you next time. Thanks, brother.
All right, guys.
Take it easy, buddy.
We'll see you.
What's up, Bob?
Bob Myers, got to give him a shout out, man. He's dropped a few comments in there, and we appreciate you watching, Bob.
Yes, sir.
And there's Billy Bogus calling me now. What in the world? He knows his podcast.
Did he hear us talking about us on the podcast?
He must have. He must have. Okay, so what else you got going on today, Ryan?
Well, you know what time it is. What time is it?
Oh, love it.
Well, you remember we told you that we were going to be getting, we were going to reach a place that typically the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
But today's hack, we're actually cleaning out that tail.
Oh.
Pipe.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wow.
This video shows Chris using a modified, look at it. He's cutting up the toilet brush there.
Toilet bowl cleaner.
Oh, man.
Puts it in a drill. Look at this. Look at this.
Chris knows how to clean a pipe. Look at that.
He's polished a pipe or two.
He's love you, Chris. Love you, buddy. But man, that is awesome. And so you're gonna get deep in there, and man, there's nothing worse than having a fresh detail and some
Look at that. Yeah,
I mean, pipes with soot all over them. You know?
It seems to have worked pretty good. I mean, obviously. A lot of guys. I mean, they make special tools for that. They do make cones, like McGuire's make a cone that will shape up in there, and it's really good for polish because that's pretty abrasive. I mean, that can definitely scratch.
Sure, but I mean, if you find yourself out in the woods, and all you have is a toilet brush, and a drill, and it looked like we needed something to cut the brush with the sawzall, you can definitely.
And what else? We need a tailpipe.
Oh, we gotta have a pipe. That's right.
So if we're out in the woods and you find yourself with only a tailpipe, a toilet roll brush, a drill, and a sawzall, cut the end of that brush off, stick that baby in the drill, and clean that pipe. You can do it. This hack is confirmed. It works.
Works. Oh, I love it, man. You guys keep those coming.
Yeah, seriously. You can do that, guys, but use the right tools. You're going to scratch something up with that. But it's funny. It's cool, and it may work on something. You got to get creative. But keep sending those hacks in. I think that came from a customer or a viewer as well, so we'd love to see those coming in. Shoot us messages. That's going to wrap up this episode of Play by Play. Next week, we're going to be on with Megan Poirier from Auto Geek.
Yes, sir.
Dude,
that's gonna be fun.
That's a heavy hitter.
She is. And
she's the CEO, right? CEO of Auto Geek, and that's a major company, major position.
Actually, it's a COO.
Oh, okay, COO. I'm sorry.
Chief Operator.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like my position here, right?
Not at all.
No.
And so anyway, I thought when I saw that I was wrong. Anyway, so it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to talk to her. Talk about what's going on at Auto Geek, and then obviously she's a heavily influencer in our industry. So
and they stay at the forefront of what's new and what's hot.
They do. I mean, they do. I hear they got a big announcement coming up in what is it, next week?
Yeah,
end of next week. Something big.
So
So
keep your ears out for that.
Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. We appreciate everybody coming to see us, and we will see y'all next week.
Peace.